Ladies and gentlemen, it has been reported by Mitch Cleary that Carlton have asked the question of Collingwood free agent Jamie Elliott. It's time to talk all things black and white. Okay, so we have more news around this matter that surrounds Jamie Elliott and a contract at the Collingwood Football Club, and that is the silly season, the off-season, whatever it is, the madness has begun. Mitch Cleary reports via Twitter or X earlier today, about an hour ago, Carlton has asked the question of Collingwood free agent Jamie Elliott, who is also considering strong interest from Gold Coast. I don't know how the compensation works with the Tom DeGoning conversation if he was to go. Elliott's an unrestricted free agent, so I'm not sure what that's about. But to me, I just reading into this, so to me, this sounds like Jamie Elliott's player management team are using other clubs for more leverage in this conversation. I think just in saying that, it's maybe if we had to guess, which is all we can truly do here, and then open the conversation, open up a forum. The conversation is Jamie Elliott and their player management group just simply not satisfied with the revised counter offer. They got their offer from Gold Coast. Collingwood tabled something better than what they had initially offered. It still doesn't match the level of what Gold Coast have. Perhaps they're reaching out and letting someone like Mitch Cleary know, saying, hey, we've spoken to Carlton, or they might paint it the other way. Carlton have spoken to us. They want to offer this or that and the other for Jamie Elliott, which would force Collingwood to panic and in a matter of urgency, within a matter of this being an urgent negotiation that is coming to an end or coming to a point where we must make a decision. I think it's just trying to, it's just a way to leverage the contracts that are being proposed from other clubs. You thought Gold Coast was the only issue. You say, okay, well, Jamie won't move to Gold Coast. It's interstate. Although he may have family there, it's a big move. He's still Collingwood leaning, Jamie Elliott. All right, well, what if we throw in a Victorian club, a rival Victorian club, who we would hate to see Jamie Elliott in that colour, in that Guernsey. Maybe that will either do one or two things. It's gonna force us to reevaluate what's already on the table, and if you want my opinion, what we should settle on with an offer, I think it's 2 years. I think we're currently offering mid-50s. That's our best offer. I think 2 years at 6 plus incentives with a trigger for a third year. If he hits X amount of games, and that's more important to me than X amount of goals. That's what should be tabled. But if Carlton come out and offer 3 years at 650, then what do? As a club, you just almost have to dust your hands off and say, look, we'd love to keep you, Jamie. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Every other player around your age bracket is accepting 1 year. We're giving you 2 years. We appreciate the season you've had, but we've got to keep an eye on the future as well at the same time. So it's tricky. It really is. It's like, what are you willing to let go of, or what is the upper limit? So to me, it's like I said, it's 2 years plus add-ons and a trigger for a third year. But it seems like the group, the Jamie Elliott's camp, is just not satisfied with what's tabled. But just thinking about Carlton as a whole, I mean, do you want to go to Carlton, who are not nowhere, they're not as close to or being a part of a premiership window as Collingwood are right now? So why would you want to go to a club where the culture has been questioned, the board has been questioned? I know there's a lot of changes, there's a lot outgoing. You're moving to a club that might not be within top 8 contention. You're going to a club that's had big dramas. We've heard that Jamie Elliott's always been interested in a more relaxing lifestyle away from the Melbourne bubble that would fit the tune of Gold Coast and Brisbane, where he's been linked to before, Brisbane before and Gold Coast now. To me, this move wouldn't make sense to go to Carlton, but at the very least, I think it's just leveraging another club in Victoria to force Collingwood's hand to really make a decision. Maybe the group, maybe Jamie Elliott's camp think, hey, this is the straw that will break the camel's back and force Collingwood to up their offer. They truly believe they're probably one more club joining in the conversation from Jamie Elliott, getting as close to what he feels like he wants from the Collingwood Football Club to remain there. In the end, we might look back at this, it's like, and we'll say Jamie Elliott never wanted to leave. He just wanted to get the deal that he felt he deserved. And from a personal perspective, from his perspective, you have to respect it. It's a business at the end of the day. You can say clubs don't owe players nothing, and players don't owe clubs anything either. So it goes both ways, and you can make conversations for or you can make arguments for and against when it comes to that saying. So it's just Jamie Elliott looking after himself, which is, you can respect that. But then Collingwood also need to look after themselves, and let's see where they draw the line. We've been pretty firm on Brody Myercheck. We've been firm on not giving out contracts to Tom Mitchell and Mason Cox just yet. We've said see you later to Markov, Dean, McRae, Ash Johnson. So there's a lot of change, and there's some good change that we're seeing, and this one's an interesting one. I think we're all a little bit slightly torn about how we want this one to pan out with Jamie. But I can tell you what's not in the script, and that's to see Jamie Elliott in a navy blue Guernsey next season. It just doesn't make sense. And then I ask myself, what made you think Jack Silvani would come to the Collingwood Football Club if you're thinking in the same way that Jamie Elliott, feeling the same way about Jamie Elliott? Well, I just think the argument being made when we were thinking about Jack Silvani was he's leaving a club that hasn't treated him well. The culture has been off, as we've already spoken about, as we've seen throughout the course of the year. The fans have been up in arms. I was making the argument that he's going to come to a club where they're going to treat him well, regardless of the surname that he possesses. So that was my argument there. It just doesn't make sense. It feels like a backward step for Jamie Elliott. Like if you're 33 and you want your bag and you don't care where you play, fair. But I would imagine Jamie Elliott wants to continue to chase that ultimate success, and that would be at Collingwood. And then it would also be at Gold Coast, but I can't see it at Carlton. Not right now. That would be a big gamble. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And as always, go Pies.